Welcome to Oilersnation Everyday with your hosts, Tyler and Liam.
Connor McDavid took the stairs while some of his teammates opted for the escalator. What does that mean for potential chemistry issues on Team Canada? Let's get into it with the lead. It is day...
We could leave it on.
I think the IIHF would slap us very hard.
But if we just go dual screen...
It's fine. It's fine. We don't need the distraction of Canada versus USA at the Milan Games. But welcome into the show, everybody. Live from the Sports Closet studio. Check them out online at sportscloset.ca. I'm going to fire up the website right now. I'm going to give you all my item of the show. It's the red Connor McDavid. It's so clean. It's so fresh. They have it now available on their site. So plenty of time to get it. Go to one of their 3 locations in the Edmonton area. St. Albert Mall, Sherwood Park Mall, Kingsway Mall. And pick one up before the first game on Thursday morning, which Liam and I will be doing a live watch-along for, courtesy of our friends at Greta. How excited are you to sit down with me and watch Canada Czechia with all of our friendly viewers?
Can't wait. It's going to be fun. Can people come?
Greta's open. So if you want to come hang out with us Thursday morning and watch Olympic hockey, the return of best-on-best hockey at the Milan Games, join us at Greta.
See that, Lance? Lance, if you come, you can maybe sit next to us on stream.
For a little bit.
I tried to get more out of that, Lance. It didn't work.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Tough negotiator. Anyways, welcome into the show. It's a presentation of Bet365. Download the app today. Use the promo code NATION, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Canada still doesn't play till Thursday. I feel like we've kind of exhausted every angle. We're breaking down film of Connor McDavid going up the stairs. He had some good steps going up those stairs.
Stair Club.
I think Stair Club. We do honor that on Nation Vacations. If there are stairs, you take the stairs.
Yeah.
It's just a great way to stay in shape.
Vegas is a good spot for stairs.
Yeah. But yeah, we're really running
twice a year.
Great. But I just mean as a general philosophy. If you can take stairs over escalators or elevators, you do. I never take the elevator at work.
Oh, and me neither. I used to all the time, and I was like, I can't do it.
It's an efficiency thing for me, too.
Also, I don't think Jay likes it.
You don't think Jay likes when we use the elevator at the office?
No. I think the elevators are expensive.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want them to break.
We have no audio?
Oh, no.
Yeah, you do.
Or are people lying? Audio, refresh. I got audio. Refresh the stream. Of course, if you don't have audio, you won't hear me say that, and you'll probably just complain for the next 10 minutes.
Also, that elevator, I got stuck in it one time. So
yeah.
That's scary.
Dicey. It was terrifying. It's first time.
Yeah. Anyways, we've kind of exhausted every conversation here with Team Canada. I want them to get on the ice and play some games. The Celebrini, McDavid, Wilson, all that, the goaltending, it's all just kind of okay, we've set our points, right?
Yeah. There's not much more you can say, like you said. I just can't wait to see the other teams gain action.
I can't wait for all of the games to be played, yeah.
Yeah, the women's have been fun. What are they now? Third game would be today, I think it is.
Canada-USA starts right now.
Nice. So that'll be exciting. No Poulin today for Canada, which is obviously a significant loss.
Yeah, no Marie-Philippe Poulin for Team Canada. Remember when Vladdy showed up to Game 7 wearing her jersey?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did. I do remember that. That was cool. Yeah, she took a hit yesterday. Didn't come out of it.
Didn't come back. I will say, again, I enjoy watching the Team Canada women play. Yep. They smoked Czechia yesterday. Their first game of the tournament, they only allowed 4 shots on net.
Yeah.
It's not exactly, if I can be blunt about it, the most compelling of TV. But But when they play USA, it's great. What I'll say about this game against USA is this one doesn't really matter. For the men's tournament, I think a lot of people are sitting there and going, just get us to Canada, USA for the gold, and that's when this tournament begins. And I kind of raise a finger at that on the men's side and say, whoa, whoa, whoa. Back in 2010, the narrative going into the tournament was Crosby versus Ovechkin. It will be Canada versus Russia, good versus evil. Who's going to come out on top? That's really what the vibe was.
Yeah, totally.
And then what happened? The round robin went in a very unpredictable way. Canada went 1-1-1. They ended up having to play Russia in the quarterfinals, and everything got thrown off. On the men's side, there is drama. You were talking to me about a bet on Bet365. Even money for Canada and USA to be the two finalists.
Plus 300 for Canada, Sweden. That's the second best odds too.
I wouldn't touch that Canada-USA one because I don't think it's a coin flip, a 50-50 chance that they end up in the gold medal game. I really...
Fair.
Things can get thrown off. They could meet in the semis with the way they're going to stagger the draws, goal differential. Like, there is a real chance they meet in the semifinals or the quarterfinals or one of them loses. Like, I don't think it's a foregone conclusion. With all of that said, on the women's side, Liam, part of the reason why I'm maybe not as dialed in, even for the game today, it is a foregone conclusion still. Sweden's gotten better. Finland's gotten better. I think the existence of the PWHL has amazing for countries like Sweden and Finland.
I was going to say the Czech girl who knocked Poulin out of the game leads PWHL rookie scoring.
It is great for those smaller countries because their good, great players get to play at that high level year-round more than they were before when the PWHL wasn't here. Also, someone said women's hockey needs body checking. They do. They have it. Like the PWHL, you can watch PWHL, they hit each other.
It's a weird way of hitting.
It's a little toned down, but they do allow hitting.
Yeah, I think so.
Anyways, my point is those countries have gotten better, but we all know that when the rubber hits the road, it's Canada, USA in whatever semifinal they're in. They're going to blow out the other team, and they're going to play each other for the gold. So today's game, like I know Lance says, he really wants us to talk about women's hockey. If they lose today, it absolutely matters. No, because they're going to meet in the finals.
Yeah. I mean, Canada's missing their best player, arguably the greatest woman Olympic athlete, hockey athlete.
Yeah, you could argue one of the most decorated, most accomplished Canadian Olympic hockey players of all time, like either gender. Yeah,
totally. Yeah, so I agree. I don't think it's like a huge deal, this game. I think it's a good litmus test.
Totally.
But you find out how good you are. In a way, I guess, again, Canada's missing Poulin. They're not even starting their number one goalie. They're playing their other girl.
Tells you a lot.
Yeah, so it'll be fun. I'm hoping to catch a little bit of it once we're wrapped up, if we can just do the show for 30 minutes.
Well, Dave Pagnotta will be here at 12:30. Yeah. We are probably just going to do like a nice 60, 70-minute show today, like nothing crazy. Something
that just reminded me, Waz has made a fan poll, or is making a fan poll.
I had it up in the sheet.
Oh, okay, gotcha. That'll be exciting.
It was going to come up in What's Trending. We'll touch on that.
Wise Cal said Haley Wickenheiser. Poulin, isn't she the only hockey player to score in 3 straight gold medal games, or like the game winner or something like that? They're just as good. I mean, when we're comparing greatness to greatness, they're both just great. But yeah, Poulin
both Mount Rushmore, but Poulin I think maybe has a couple more signature moments than Wickenheiser. Maybe that's an era thing, just with you and I.
Maybe
obviously paying more attention to this current group, but no, I don't think it's necessarily Haley Wickenheiser. All right, let's keep cruising along. There's a couple of things to get to before we get to Pagnotta. You have a game that you want me to play.
Yes,
but
it's a fun one.
Yeah. Oh, I'm excited. I have no idea what it is. I just know there's 3 questions I'm going to be asked. But a different edition of Liam's game is coming up in a little bit. Dave Pagnotta to talk about a couple of things from around the NHL. Meet the Sellers is a new segment we're doing. We've done it the last couple of years on the site. Riley Delaney is handling it over on Oilersnation.com. Nice. We'll get to meet the New York Rangers a little bit later on. And then we have our Spotify questions as well, or comments. So plenty to get to. But let's kick off the show, Liam, with a little bit of what's trending. The Canadian men's hockey team took some time today to go check out the speed skating event. Canada coming out of it with a silver.
Is that what they got? I wasn't sure what event they got that in. That's really cool. That speed skating is crazy when they're all actually going against each other. Yeah. And it was obviously the huge wipeout right in front of the team.
Which featured an American skater.
And a Japanese skater, I think the other lady was from. But the reaction is awesome.
Cale Makar basically just straight up laughing as it happens is absolutely insane. I love Sid.
Sid feels bad.
Yeah. Ooh. Colin Parayko is great. Sam Reinhart.
Yeah, Reinhart's a really good one.
Where's Parayko? Someone get murdered in a horror movie, and Colin Parayko looks overjoyed.
Yeah, he does. There's another one. I think there's a wider angle where it shows Travis Sanheim, and Travis Sanheim literally just doesn't. His reaction does not change. He's literally just like. Okay.
I'm glad they're there.
Yeah.
To see it. We talked about it yesterday. Like,
Not Nathan McKinnon, though.
no, God forbid he has any kind of fun. I was thinking about this. I would actually not like him to be my captain. For the reason of like, and I know he's won and all that, and sure, that's great. He's very good. I just want guys to have a little bit of fun and have a bit of reality and perspective on life, and just to be like, I'm here to win gold, nothing else. Like, no, you're part of Team Canada, and to cheer on these
go cheer on other athletes.
It's amazing.
Connor McDavid was there.
Yep, McDavid was there. It looked like most of the team was there. Maybe McKinnon was just off pitcher, for example.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
You saying that you wouldn't like Nathan McKinnon to be your captain. I think that's maybe why Cale Makar gets a letter, not Nate.
I never even thought about it that way.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean,
Makes
maybe,
sense, yeah.
maybe. They also took the subway, like you said.
Yep.
Which is cool. So they're currently staying in the village, but will move out of the village once the events start. But I don't even know if we know this. Are they still playing in the village? Like, I don't know how the village works. You know what I mean?
No, I think the rink's a little bit away.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Like, think when we had Mark Kennedy on, right? Like, where the curlers are, it's like 5 hours away. Like, I do think things are pretty spread out. It's not like everything is walking distance. Even take, for example, the fact they had the subway to where the speed skating is, right? Like,
that's true.
Everything's out and away. One other Olympic story from today. I know people loved our penis talk yesterday. They like when we really get into the important, pressing stories of these Milan games.
Yeah.
A Norwegian biathlete won silver today. Pretty normal storyline there. There's a nice picture of him. You might be thinking, why is he
Norwegian?
Why is he so emotional? Allow me to read this, Liam. In the interview with NRK, he first started by thanking everyone who's helped him on his path to his first individual Olympic medal. Okay. And then unprompted, he made an admission. Quote, "And there's someone I wanted to share it with who might not be watching today. 6 months ago, I met the love of my life, the most beautiful and kindest person in the world. 3 months ago, I made my biggest mistake and cheated on her."
Oh, what the heck? What is going on in Norway?
He continues, "And I told her about it a week ago."
Why did you bring this up on television?
"It's been the worst week of my life," he says tearfully in an interview. He goes on to add that he's hoping that, quote, "committing social suicide might show her how much I love her." So in an attempt to win back his girlfriend of 6 months, who he cheated on 3 months ago and fessed up to it a week ago.
Damn.
On the Olympic stage, he's committing what he is calling social suicide in an attempt to win her back.
I'm so curious to see if it works.
A modern day love story, boys.
God. And this guy is a skier?
He's a biathlete, so he does the shooting and skiing and that whole shebang.
These Norwegians, man.
I mean, they're the story of the Olympics, and they're winning all the medals.
Yeah, they're winning. They're always good at the winters.
Yeah.
But damn. I'm very curious. What's his name?
I have no idea.
I found a map of the Olympic venues.
Okay.
So I'm gonna walk back my, let's call it, talk of where the players are staying. Mm-hmm. Because the Olympic Stadium, I'll pull it up right here.
Okay.
So this is the village.
Okay.
Right here.
That little green dot.
Yeah. Oh, I zoomed in.
Okay. This is going tremendously.
And this is the hockey rink.
Whoa, that's a far ways away.
It is quite far away.
Opposite sides of the map.
There you go. And this is just in Milan. So I don't know how big Milan is, but like I feel like it's something like it'd be like staying in downtown Edmonton and have to travel to St. Albert for every game, let's just say.
Maybe a little bit bigger than that.
But just in the sense of like kind of annoying, you would just stay in St. Albert. That's what I'm saying. So I get it. Also, too, I know everything's spread out, but look at that thing. That's where they're all playing. That's where all the venues are, in Italy.
All right.
Damn, that's fun.
I don't think that translates very well for either the podcast or video viewers, but I get the point at least.
You guys can't see that?
It's pretty hard to read.
Just put me on a solo.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. You can probably see that pretty good.
All right. That's a map of all the venues.
Yeah.
So our Winter Games update for today is that Marie-Philippe Poulin is not playing for Team Canada. They're underway right now. taking on Team USA.
I'm going to pull it up.
Connor McDavid took a subway and watched a speed skating event. Canada won silver, and a Norwegian biathlete committed what he calls social suicide.
They also... Hey.
Those are the headlines.
He put himself on the map.
He did.
The other thing I was going to say, Canada won a bronze yesterday in the downhill ski freestyle, I think it was called. It was awesome. I watched it. The two women that won gold, one that won gold from Switzerland, the silver lady was Chinese, and they were so much better than everyone else. Like they scored like pretty much 90s. And then the Canadian in third hit like a 70. Like the gap was crazy, but it was a fun event. I watched that one yesterday.
So for those keeping track at home, that is now 3 medals for Canada.
No golds yet, right?
No golds, a bronze in speed skating, a bronze in freestyle skiing, and a silver in short track speed skating.
Nice.
So I am a big fan of, like last night, I just sat on the couch with Amber and watched just the Olympic primetime recap where they ripped down events. I loved big air snowboarding.
Great one.
Electric. I despised ice skating. I turned it off.
Speed skating?
No, like figure skating.
Oh.
Ice dance or whatever.
Figure skating, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite.
No. I turned off the TV.
Although that guy doing a backflip the other day was pretty crazy.
Didn't see that.
No, guy did the U.S. guy did
The
a
American
backflip.
guy. I forget what his nickname is.
Yeah.
Quad God, I think.
That
is
makes
his name.
sense.
Yeah.
But the what was the gentleman that won? Yeah, the U.S. scored.
Yeah.
The gentleman that won gold for Canada in 2010. He was a figure skater. Scott Moore. You know what I mean? No, the guy, and he was like
Scott Moyer.
Moyer.
Yeah.
He's now a coach on Team USA.
Yeah, I know. He's like at the Olympics wearing Team USA
It's
gear.
so crazy. It's
Like
funny.
the Tessa Virtue guy?
Yeah. Scott Moyer, Tessa
What?
Virtue. He's a coach for the Team USA figure skaters.
Yeah,
it's kind of wild.
the
I blame
kinda-
Tate McRae.
Yeah, I mean,
all.
hard not to imagine Tate didn't have something to do with this.
I'm Canada down.
What does that mean?
I don't know. It's just what she said because she got called out.
Oh, I saw she said that, but like,
Yeah. I don't know what that means.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. But if someone said traitor, I will say, like, the Tate McRae thing, like, lame, like, don't support Team USA. The Scott Moyer thing, I did read into a little bit, and it's kind of along the lines of the funding in Canada is so bad
Yeah, he needs a job.
that, like, it's not like you're a multi-millionaire from doing figure skating in the Olympics. He has to work, and the funding is better in the States. He has an easier time getting a well-paying job in the States.
He probably had a part-time job when he was figure skating for Canada.
Probably,
I
yeah.
would assume.
Totally.
So, yeah, I have no problem with him coaching. I do have a problem with Tate McRae.
Yes, I agree.
I think that's just stupid for like her team.
I know.
Like,
How do you not think that? How do you think that no one will care about that?
yeah, and then just be like, "I'm Canada down." It's like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Sell out and kind of tone deaf
Hell
at the same
yeah.
time. And you're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
One more thing from the games. No William Nylander at skate today for Team Sweden. That is interesting.
Oh, any update? Why did they close the doors?
No, doors were open, which is how we actually know that he didn't skate at practice. Sweden is one of the teams who will open up their tournament tomorrow, by the way.
Oh, it gets. Oh, I didn't know. I
Yeah.
thought Canada kicked it off. That's cool.
No, I see here Sweden and Italy tomorrow. Sweden opens up as 5.5 goal favorites over the Italians.
That's probably fair.
It's probably actually a good bet. I bet you Sweden wins like 8-1. Might be 8-0.
I doubt they'll get a goal.
Yeah.
It might be like the other day where Canada won 4-0, but had 60 shots to 4.
Well, what's interesting about it, Liam, is when you look at the way, and we talked about this yesterday, the way the pools are going to break down. 1, 2, and so the 3 pool winners, they'll get a bye to the quarterfinals. And then one other country, so of all the second place teams, whichever one is the highest ranked will also get to go in and have a bye. So if your team's Sweden, if you want to build yourself a little bit of insurance in case you were to lose to Finland, who's also in your group, there is incentive for them to just blow out Italy.
Yeah, totally.
Like there is no sportsmanship in this. As much as it's, the games and all of that, there is incentive for them to go win like 13-0 tomorrow.
Yeah, and I'm sure they will without even trying.
Yeah.
To be honest, like I just don't see it being a competitive
Yep.
game at all.
I also think it being the opener is very much like if you're Sweden, you want to send a message like, look how dominant we are.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Finland, Slovakia is actually the first game of the day at about 8:40 a.m. tomorrow. Finland opens as 1.5 favorites over Slovakia. And then a full slate of games on Thursday. Switzerland versus France, Canada, Czechia, Germany, Denmark. Germany are favorited in that. Latvia and USA to close things out.
Nice.
There you go.
What was the second game, sorry?
Czechia, Canada.
Sorry. I thought you were doing tomorrow's.
No. Tomorrow's only 2.
Okay, gotcha.
Just the 2.
Gotcha.
Just the 2. So there you go. There's our games update. Let's continue along. A little story that popped up today that I found pretty interesting, Liam, was about the future of one Alexander Ovechkin. This is by Russian Machine Never Breaks, RMNB. They're a company that covers the Washington Capitals out in Washington.
Okay.
Obviously, a heavy Russian focus there. Alex Ovechkin with a quote. I really want to come back to Russia and end my career at Dynamo Moscow. The KHL president, Alexei Morozov, said the league plans to discuss future plans with Alex Ovechkin in the summertime. This is notable because Alex Ovechkin doesn't have a contract for next season with the Washington Capitals. He is now 40 years old. Let me throw you this. Do you think there is a legitimate chance that this is Ovi's final season in the NHL?
Yeah, it is cake.
It's cake.
I think we all assumed at the start of the year like it could be. Mm-hmm. And I think it's fair. At the end of the day, he's broke the goal record. It feels almost untouchable as he just kind of continues. What's he at 20-plus goals already this season?
Yeah.
It's always been a bit of speculation that he might have even gone sooner, to be honest. I think the fact he's been here until he's 40 is quite remarkable.
So someone said he's got to wait till he gets to 1,000 goals. Here's why I do think he's done after this year. Getting to 1,000 would be such a tall task. Let's say he scores another 11 this year. So he ends the year at a nice even 930. Does Alex Ovechkin, like we're debating if he wants to come back for his 41-year-old season. Maybe if he does, let's say he scores 30. Okay, but then he's got to come back and score 40 the next year to get to 1,000. If he wants to get to 1,000, he actually probably needs to agree to play 3 more seasons with the Washington Capitals. Yeah. And at that point, he's 43, 44. Who knows if his body can hold up? I think Alex Ovechkin values playing a couple of good years in the KHL more than he does at scoring 1,000 goals in the NHL. And that's fine.
I do too. I think he wants to take it easy. Sounds harsh, but like just take a step back from the NHL.
He probably wants to be at home.
Yeah, totally. So I could see it. Dynamo Moscow. I didn't know that was his team, to be honest. Anton Slepyshev plays from Dynamo Moscow.
I've always said Ovi and Slepyshev would be a great fit.
I would agree. Mm-hmm. That would be a good fit. Nikita Giasev. Remember him? He played for the Devils.
Oh, yeah. He came over for like a month.
Yeah. I think he was also in Vegas maybe for a little bit. Maxime Comtois plays for them. Cedric Paquette, he was a Tampa Bay Lightning player. Mm-hmm. Jordan Wheel, I think he was a Kings
former
player.
Regina Pat, I think Jordan Wheel.
Is that right? And Frederick Clausen is another name. He was a senator, I believe, Ottawa senator. So yeah, I think he'll be good. I mean, look, we had the Artemi Panarin story the other day where he was just like, yeah, if I didn't sign in LA, I was going back to Russia.
They can all make good money over there, too.
Yeah.
And they speak the language. It's their friends, their family's close, like all that.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense. And again, like, what more does he have to give to the game in North America? He's given it everything.
He is the all-time leading goal scorer.
Yeah, and one of the greatest players to ever do it. And good for him. And also, too, like, to get to an NHL 1,000 goals, I think is good. He might just go over there and just bang home a bunch and then go into the Hall of Fame as like the guy that's got 1,000 career goals.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be good. I think it's too bad. And I'd love to know when the last time Washington didn't have a Russian player on their team.
I mean, they'll still have like Protas and stuff.
Oh, the Protas is from Belarus.
Oh, well.
Don't loop them in. I don't like that.
Well, they are kind of. Okay. Dave Pagnotta is going to be by in a few minutes, but Liam, your game.
State of the Nation.
Oh, State of the Nation poll is up now. I want to save it for later because I want to actually go through the questions with everybody.
Okay. My game. So I got 3 games.
Games?
3 questions, 1 game. So the way this is going to work is I will ask the question. Mm-hmm. You'll answer it, believe it or not.
Makes sense.
So it's all Olympic based.
Okay.
So, Aaron, did you get
Winter Games based.
a Winter Games based?
Thank you.
If you can pull up question number 1, Aaron.
All right.
Play along in the chat.
Okay.
How many goals do these players have combined at the Olympics? At the Winter Games? Sidney Crosby and Drew Doughty. They have both. Doughty's played in 2, and so is Sid.
How many goals do they have combined at 2 Olympics? I'll say Sid probably has I'll say they've combined for 9.
9. That is correct.
Really?
Wow.
Yes, it is.
Let's
well
go.
done. Doughty scored 4, I think it was in 20.
He scored 4 goals in 2014?
Yeah, 2014. Sid had 4 in 2010 and only 1 the last time.
Oh, wow. That's really surprising that it's...
Yeah.
I was thinking 7 and 2.
No.
Sid struggled in the 2010 Olympics. Remember, he just scored the golden goal.
Right, so he had 1 in that one, 4 in the last one, 2014.
He had a breakaway goal against Sweden in the gold medal game.
9.
There
In
you go.
2014.
9.
Okay.
Second question.
All right.
If you want to pull it up, Aaron, I don't remember what the question is.
It's the captains. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Can you name the last 3 gold medal winning captains for Canada?
Last 3 gold medal winning captains for Canada. 2014 is Sid.
Yep,
2010 is Scott Niedermayer.
correct.
06 they did not win. 02 was... I'm between a couple guys here. Did they give it to Mario?
Let's find out.
Bang,
did.
3 for 3.
Sidney Crosby, Scott Niedermayer, and Mario Lemieux.
I was watching some old film today of the 2010 Olympics and that game where they just beat the shit out of Russia in the quarterfinals. Dan Boyle was so good.
Dan Boyle. Really?
Dan Boyle was electric in that game. Anyways, that's my observation, but I was watching a little bit of the 2010s today. There you go. Nailed it.
I
got
forgot
both.
Scott Niedermayer. I remembered Mario, but I totally blanked on Scott Niedermayer.
I didn't know Mario for 2002. That was the only one.
What's my third question?
So this one's a bit harder. So, Aaron, if you want to pull it up, you have to guess. Name the former Oilers at the Winter Games. Now, I will put one thing in this. There's one of these players that never played for the Oilers, but he was drafted by the Oilers.
Okay. So name, and these are only the formers.
Only the formers.
Okay, so Germany, I'll go Dom Cahoon.
Dominic Cahoon is correct.
David Tomaszek is the second one.
Yeah.
He's one of the Czechias. Martin Marincin is the other Czechia? Or he's one of the or Slovakia or something?
Yeah.
Okay, so I got 3 of the 8. Sweden, former Oiler. Oh, no, not him. The chat is messing with me.
Yeah.
I got to close the chat. One sec. I don't want to read that. Okay. I saw Johan OV2 for France.
Yeah, OV2.
So I'll cheat a little there, but I got 4. So who do I got? I got Tomaszek for Czechia.
A V2 for France.
Yeah.
Cahoon for Germany.
Yeah. I
And
got
Marincin.
Marincin
So those
for
are
one of the Slovakias. Those are my 4. Who's the other German?
I know.
I know. Well, I'm trying to think because they're obviously an NHLer.
Yeah, current NHL.
Yeah, it's a current NHLer that just plays for Team Sweden. Philip Broberg.
Philip Broberg.
Philip Broberg's 5. I can't believe I blanked on that. So I got 3 more. Denmark's Patrick Russell.
It is.
Okay.
The former St. Cloud.
So I got a Slovakia and a Germany still to get.
Yes.
And I haven't been wrong yet, eh?
No wrong answers yet. Yeah, you'd be doing well at Tenable. You'd be done.
Is the other German Gaetan Haas?
No, he is Swiss, but he's not at the games. Unless he is.
Okay, so now I
No,
got one
Gaetan Haas, he's not.
the other Slovakia could be...
This is, I'll give you a clue. This Slovakian is the player that was drafted but never played for the Oilers.
Oh, God.
But has a connection to the city.
The Germany one sucked for the Oilers.
Yeah, that's Germany.
Oh, Toby Reeder.
Yeah. And it was
you go.
all his fault.
So to get my 8th guy, it's a Slovakian player who was drafted by the Oilers, has a Martin Gernat.
Martin Gernat, correct. Well done. Well done.
There you go. Yeah. Don't worry, guys. I saw you in the chat. Someone said Jochen Hecht. I don't think he's played hockey in the last 10 years,
No, I
so
don't
there's
think
no
he's
way.
on there.
2002 Team Germany, though.
Yeah, 8 former Edmonton Oilers playing at the Winter Games.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
Tyler, that was unbelievable.
Yeah, you did well.
I did really good on all those questions.
Yeah, you did.
We'll call it 7 for 8 on the last one because I did kind of get Gaetan Haas wrong, and that's a bad one, but not bad.
Oh, yeah, I guess you did.
All right.
I thought you were going to go V2 right away. I'll be honest.
OV2.
That's why.
Yeah, I love OV2. Okay, let's get to our guest for today. It's brought to you by Oodle Noodle. You can take advantage of the value menu deal and add 2 green onion cakes, 5 spring rolls, and 6 wontons to your order for just $2. Any signature premium box. Check out the website, oodlenoodle.ca, to find a location near you as we head out to, I believe he's in Italy. No? Oh, no, that's not the shirt you'd wear in Italy. Joining us live from Jamaica is Dave Pagnotta, joining us on vacation. That's the kind of commitment we like.
That's it, boys. I would wear this in Italy, but like in the summer, not now. But
yeah,
it's more of a August type of thing. But over here, it works. So
I have a question about Italy. Have you ever been to Milan? You went last year, right?
I was there in August, yeah, for the player media tour.
So how big is that city? Because I just pulled up the map of the Olympics, and the Olympic Village seems to be quite on the other end of the city, but the arena is at the top end of the city. How far away is it?
It's a pretty big city overall, but the Olympic Village it's not a traditional Olympic Village. Everybody's kind of scattered all over the city. So whoever wanted to stay in the Olympic Village to get part of that experience can stay. Otherwise, they were open. Athletes were open to just staying wherever the hell they really wanted throughout the city. So I think Canada, the men's team had the option, and the women's team had the option to either go in the Olympic Village or go elsewhere. I think they chose the Village, I believe. So, but it's also limited. Like I think it's them and immediate family. If there's others, they're not part of the Village either. They have to be outside. So there's a bit of a commute throughout. But it is a big city. It's just everything's pretty easily accessible.
Let's talk a little bit about this Team Canada lineup here. Obviously, they're going to begin things on Thursday with a matchup against Czechia. When you look at this lineup, and Aaron, I think we have the DFO lines if we want to flash them up. Who's one player on this roster who by the end of the tournament will make a bigger impact than we think they will right now? Like who's someone we're not talking about enough who's going to play a key role here?
Oof. Okay, looking at this one, I mean, I really like Tom Wilson up top. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's outside the box type of thinking, but I really like that first line. I like what they're capable of, and I like what Tom Wilson can bring to that, because it's not just the physicality and the jam that he brings, it's the finish, which he's capable of. So I'm liking that one. I'm interested in Suzuki, in what he's going to be able to do. Because that was kind of points place, and having Suzuki there, very similar type of player, points a little better, but Suzuki has those capabilities. So I'm curious there to see what he kind of brings to the table. Stone on the left side, a little different. I'm interested to see how this, like for me, it's the guys up front, not the decor, not what happens between the pipes. I'm curious to see which guy is going to really step up and is going to be a guy that we talk about a lot more than we ever anticipated. Like, again, Wilson having this opportunity on the top line, as soon as he was picked, I thought, okay, that's a perfect spot for him. And clearly they're going with that. But now with point out, I'm interested in seeing what Suzuki can bring to the table. This might be an opportunity for him to kind of come out a little bit in this one. So if I'm picking 3 guys, which you didn't ask, but I'm going to do it anyway, Wilson, Suzuki, and Stone on that left side for me piques my curiosity.
Let me throw you Bo Horvat, too, just because I'm curious how much they're going to value his ability to win big faceoffs. And I think, like, when you look at that, let's say Canada is down by a goal or tied up in the third period of a game. I could see scenarios where Horvat goes out there with Wilson and McDavid to win the draw. Ozone draw, you put McDavid on the wing, kind of like what the Oilers do with Draisaitl, right? And I think Bo Horvat could find himself on the ice in some big moments, even if he's not someone who's playing like 17 minutes a night.
And that's what I mean with Suzuki as well. Like, I think defensively, if you're getting, if you're in your own zone and you're trying to close things out and you need a big draw, you can slot Suzuki in there as well. At the dot, he's good at the center position. He's good on faceoffs, I should say. That's his position primarily. So I could see that happening, and I like that option as well from ozone type of. We got to win a draw here because we need an extra one, or we got to tie things up, or whatever. You could definitely see Horvat kind of in that position. I wouldn't be surprised if either option kind of comes into play for Canada.
I have one more, if you don't mind, just on the Olympics. I had kind of the aha moment today. I was talking to Carter Hutton, and like obviously John Cooper would have had a plan for what he wanted to do with his lineup for a while. It's not like on the flight over from Italy, he was like, Celebrini and McDavid. Like they would have probably thought beforehand that we think Macklin Celebrini will play well with McDavid. We want Tom Wilson there. And maybe that's why they never thought about bringing a Zach Hyman. They brought guys who can fit in the bottom six a little bit better because they knew McDavid's wing spots were already filled. And that got me thinking about the goaltending a little bit. And Jordan Binnington, Cooper had a comment yesterday about how what you've done in the past and being comfortable is absolutely going to play in to how they make the decisions when it comes to goaltending. And I just thought, man, if they do still view Jordan Binnington as the guy and they want him to be as comfortable as possible and be in a familiar situation, like it would make sense that you bring Colton Parayko. It would make sense that you bring the same 8 defensemen that Jordan Binnington played behind at the Four Nations. Like maybe the roster decisions that they made now in hindsight are a bit of a tell that like, oh yeah, no wonder Celebrini and Wilson are up with McDavid and they didn't bring Hyman. They had a plan. No wonder Jordan Binnington's the starter. They had a plan.
Exactly. 100%. And that's why I wasn't overly surprised when Point and Cirelli were out and they brought in Bennett and Jarvis because there's familiarity there. There's guys that they played with, they practiced with. And it wasn't just Four Nations. These guys kind of played together a little bit and messed around in the summer during Canada's camp. They had an idea of what this group was going to look like. And the familiarity and the comfort with that familiarity is what, to me, I believe, left the coaching staff going, we know exactly how we're going to roll this out. And you can chirp Binnington all you want about his performance this season. St. Louis sucks, and everybody on that team deserves to be chirped regardless of who they are. You take that into account, you put him in a big spot. All the comments yesterday were Binnington looked totally dialed in practice, different type of performance that we've seen. Now, yeah, it was a practice, but he's got that ability to flip that switch. And look, if it doesn't work out, you've got Darcy Kemper, who was a Vezina finalist last year, and before his injury was putting up other numbers to be pretty much nominated again for another Vezina this season, the way that he's playing, especially on LA, where they can't buy a goal. And let's see what happens now with Panarin. But I think there's enough comfort there in knowing that, hey, we can swap out our other 2 guys because we know we've got Jordan Binnington ready to go. And if for whatever reason it doesn't work out, we've got 2 guys that we feel, based on their performance this season, can slot in and not necessarily miss a beat. But echoing your point, the familiarity and the comfort there played a big role, I think, for both Canada and the U.S. in terms of how they formulated their rosters.
Yeah.
What did you make of the Panarin trade?
Well, I mean, from LA's perspective, great. That's exactly what they needed. And they're not done. They're going to figure out some other stuff. They're still looking. But it's not just his finish. It's his playmaking ability. I don't think Panarin gets enough credit for the vision that he exploits on the ice and the type of offensive opportunities that he creates beyond just scoring the puck himself. So I think from LA's side, if they haven't had a player like this in some time, probably skill set wise, you're looking at Gaborik 2014 when they won the cup. Now they're not going to win the cup this year. I'm not trying to say that, but in terms of caliber of player, they haven't had a skill type of guy like Panarin in ages. And now you bring him in, potentially playing with Kopitar and Kempe. That's a pretty nice line for the LA Kings. Now, again, they're going to look to see how they can kind of, slot in their roster moving forward. They still have a lot of cap space. Kenny Holland decided to throw Warren Foegele under the bus inadvertently, just because of how many people they have on that roster. They've got a lot of bodies, so they've got to figure out how to move some things out potentially if they bring somebody else in, which they already tried to do. But you get Panarin. I think it's a win for them. And quite frankly, the way the whole thing played out. The Rangers were high on Greentree from the get-go when the conversation started. So they get their guy that they ultimately wanted. They probably wanted some better picks out of this one, but when it came down to a day of, it was really only LA as the option. If this would have happened a week prior, I think they would have got a different type of return from another team. But the way everything kind of pieced together, at the end of the day, it just worked out this way. I think both sides, under the circumstances, pretty happy with it.
What you said at the jump there, that LA is not done, for me, I think a lot of people could point to, well, you went and got Panarin, you got a little bit of help, and you got him signed. So, like, maybe there isn't a rush to add a bunch more pieces. But the fact you got him without giving up one of your next 2 first-round picks or even one of the 2 second-round picks that you have in the cupboard right now, that's a flashing green light for Ken Holland to, even if you were to go in on, like, a rental now, I feel like, and the rental walks for nothing in July, you still kind of sit there and go, oh, we came out of the deadline period with Panarin still on our roster. Like, I think they should just pedal to the floor this thing.
Yeah, that's Charlie Coyle music right there. That's a player that I believe they have some interest in. And Columbus is going to figure out what they're doing with Coyle and Jenner and the rest of their UFAs right now, just like a lot of teams are. But they're going to look at the dot. They're going to look at the center to see if they can bring somebody in up the middle to give him a nice 1-2-3 punch. And then that guy, if he's signed, will elevate to probably the 2C role. Like they asked about Trocheck, but Trocheck didn't want to go out west anywhere. So that negated that possibility. But they're going to look to see what else they could possibly do, whether it's Coyle or somebody else up the middle. They're going to look to see how they can further add to this roster. Now, the preference, I think, is going to be somebody with term or controllable beyond this year. But to your point, because of where they're at and because of the assets that they now have or still have, they can bring in a rental, see how it goes, and perhaps sign him afterwards. The fact that they have still that second-round pick they got from the Habs for Danault, I mean, they basically told everybody they're willing to move that if they can fix another hole in their roster. And it may be a larger type of deal because of just how many different guys they have on that roster. They have a surplus. So if they can move someone out and add an extra asset to it, I think that's what Holland would like to do before the deadline.
Do you think, is it legit rumors that Edmonton could go after Foegele, or is that something people just made up?
It's an easy dot to connect.
Yeah.
I haven't heard it. It's entirely possible. I don't hear everything, so it's possible. But I personally haven't heard it. Normally, when names all of a sudden come out, everybody tries to piece things together, and we do the same thing. Like if somebody else reports something, then I got to be like, oh crap, okay, I got to look into this. So it's entirely possible, but I haven't personally heard anything that connects Foegele back to Edmonton. And I saw something about Foegele, at least on social, with Mangiapane. I don't see that being a fit. But sorry,
I was just gonna say, what has happened to him this season? Is it a product of like he's playing bad, or is it like the team in general? Because he's usually good for 14 goals ish a season.
Yeah.
Well, he had over 20 last year. I don't know what the number was, but he had a really good season last year. He really likes it in there as well. It's a combination of injury plus overall usage, and it just didn't work out for him, or hasn't worked out for him this season. Now it could certainly shift, and I mean, personally, if I'm LA, if I'm Ken Holland or whomever, I'm kind of looking at this group going, I might look at Kuzmenko and hold on to him. Instead of moving him out, keep Foegele, move out Kuzmenko. That's kind of where my thought process would be. Now, maybe it wasn't inadvertent. Maybe it wasn't a slip. Maybe Kenny Holland's trying to light a fire under his ass and get him going once he comes back and plays consistently. That could be part of the mix as well. Give you something to think about in the break and come back to camp and be rejuvenated, and all of a sudden guys flying again. So it could be a little bit of a mind, in this scenario. But again, I don't think, just to reiterate, I don't think LA is done. And I think they can be a little bit creative in how they maneuver their roster. We've heard Kuzmenko's name before. We've heard Trevor Moore's name before. And now obviously Foegele. So we'll see kind of where they end up going.
One more for you. You had a clip from Friday, I believe, on the sheet with Jeff Merrick talking about the Oilers and Maple Leafs, and we've done a lot of talk about Bobby McMann. Bobby McMann, what a fit he'd be. But you kind of pointed out a couple of other names, and the one that really piqued our interest was Oliver Ekman-Larsson. I see a lot of people in the chat interested in this as well, saying, throw a Mangiapane and a pick for OEL. Like, if the Leafs trade OEL... This is like they're selling high, right? Like that's the whole point, is that OEL ain't coming cheap to whoever wants to acquire him. Yeah,
and to reiterate what I told Jeff on the sheet, they have to my knowledge, up until that point, they haven't spoken about Bobby McMahon. Now, two guys that, based on what the Oilers are out there looking for, two guys that I would imagine they have interest in are Nick Waugh and Oliver Ekman-Larsson. That's what I said. So I'm just reiterating that. As for OEL, no, they're not going to. The Leafs aren't trading him for Mangiapane and a pick. So sorry, that's not going to happen. You're probably looking at everyone's going to lose it, but probably like an Isaac Howard in a deal in order to get OEL out of Toronto. Like, it's going to be a high price to get him because it's a combo of his cap hit, it's a combo of the term that's there, and the fact that he's really good, or at least this season he's been really good. So if it gets to that point, expect it to be a larger type of deal. You're not just pawning off Mangiapane to Toronto because the kid's from there. It's just not. I don't see that aligning with respect to that. Now, as for what they actually talked about, as I said on the sheet, I don't know what the specifics are, but those are two players in Waugh and OEL that, based on, again, what the Oilers are looking for out there, somebody in the mid-6 that's responsible at both ends of the ice, more so on the defensive side, and then Oliver Ekman-Larsson, who can move the puck, but has been he's modified his game to being more responsible defensive. He's been the Leafs' best defenseman this season, hands down. And I think there would be a number of teams that would have interest in him. Now, one thing that I haven't fully clarified yet is that the belief is that he's got a 16-team no-trade list, but some people have told me he has a 10-team trade list. So I haven't been able to confirm either or 100% yet, but there is some no-trade protection. Bottom line, he'll have some say if he does end up getting moved. But based on where the Leafs are at, the fact that they won 3 in a row, gives them a little bit extra to think about there too. So we'll see kind of where that goes. And I'm sure they'll have continued conversations over the course of this break. And we'll see if anything actually comes to it. But the Oilers are out there. They're looking. And I don't think they're looking for a top 6 guy. I think they're looking for defensively responsible assets that they can add to this group to help out the goaltender that everybody's chirping as shit. But he's not.
I got one more.
Sorry,
obviously, there was obviously the Draisaitl comments that he just left out there right before we all went on this little 3-week break. Now they're just lingering. What is the fallout of this gonna be? You can't just have like one of the greatest players in the league to come out and just literally call out the coaching staff, and then nothing happens. Like, what's kind of the message in Edmonton right now?
I think it was more of him trying to say that we're all responsible for being crap right now, and we all have to step up our game, including the coaching staff. It's not just exclusively the players. So I don't think it was a direct shot at Knobloch and the staff. I think it was just all of us have to be better. And I think that's pretty much the messaging from his side. And I talked to a couple players. They echo that. Everybody needs to be better from top to bottom. So we'll see how they come back and respond after the break. I mean, everybody's probably in Cabo right now if they're not in the Olympics. So the whole league loves to go there. Guys, you need to diversify a little bit. Come out here. It's great. But they when they come back at camp on the 17th or 18th, whatever it is, I think you're going to see guys being a little bit recharged and just kind of getting back into, hey, we're battling for home ice here. Like, we're a pretty good team. We just need to play a little bit better. After they got Jari, everybody kind of dialed in, and then it slipped a little bit. The biggest deficiency with this team, I've said it on the show since the beginning of the season, is the lack of overall defensive talent. They're still looking to improve that. And I think if they do that, I think that they're going to significantly better their chances and certainly help out the goaltending regardless of who's in net.
All right. We appreciate you popping on from your vacation spot. Get back to what's the drink of choice in Jamaica for you and Nick Alberga?
Yes. Oh, yeah. By the way, he says hi. He wanted me to chirp
he's in our chat right now being very annoying. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He wanted me to chirp you guys about the loss and the Leafs winning and all that stuff. And I didn't want to, but you brought him up. So we're smashing the crap out of mango daiquiris. Mango white rum.
Ooh.
Phenomenal. Really, really
bad.
good. Good stuff.
That sounds very nice.
Well, now I'm thirsty. Maybe we'll see what's in the fridge. Nick, appreciate your time. Enjoy the sun. Enjoy your time off. You deserve it. And we'll chat with you next week.
Okay. Take care, boys.
So, yeah.
Nick Alberga. Or sorry, Dave
Nope,
Pagnotta.
You called him Nick twice.
Did I call him Nick twice?
Yep, you did. And, yeah.
Ah, damn it.
That's not good.
Well, it's because Alberga's commenting 30 times in the YouTube chat.
Nick was great on the show the other day.
He was
too.
great.
He was good.
I do like Nick, and I like Dave. I like them both. That's why I get their names confused.
And that was Dave.
Alberga, Pagnotta, like, come on. It's all just a mish.
Italy.
Just a bit of Italy. A little bit of home.
When did I call him Nick the first time?
Literally right at the end, you're like, thanks, Nick.
Sorry. Oh, well, at least it was right at the end when we're talking about Alberga. That makes sense. Bye, Nick.
See you, Nick.
Okay.
Canada down 2-0.
They're getting worked right now.
Yeah,
Are
they're
they?
getting absolutely killed. The U.S. second goal,
Yeah.
pretty sick, to be honest. That's a
Looked
good
like the
one.
Oilers leaving the front of the net open right there.
Yeah, it was not good.
Alberga.
Nick's in the chat. Bye.
So
See you, Nick.
I get that people are a little bit thrown off by his whole, like, you might have to include Ike Howard in that kind of a deal.
Yeah.
I don't think people should be that surprised to hear Howard's name as something the Oilers might have to dangle to make a legitimate impact ad. And like Dave said, OEL's been Toronto's best defenseman.
Mm-hmm.
You're not prying a team's best defenseman with 2 more years on a pretty reasonable deal, $3.5 million for OEL. You're not prying that guy out of there for mid-round picks and cap dumps or Quinn Hudson even. Like, you're getting that guy out of there if you give up something that legitimately makes Toronto think. If Toronto doesn't get a decent offer, if OEL was a rental, I'd be sitting here saying, yeah, you're going to trade a second-round pick and you're going to get the guy. Mm-hmm. And maybe you pay a bit more than that because it's retention. If you're trying to get a guy with term and you don't offer something good, Toronto will just sit there and say, okay, we'll wait till the summer. And then if no one gives us a good offer, we'll wait till next deadline. Or we'll be good again next year and we want to keep OEL around. Like, Clapper says you do that for a Robert Thomas, not OEL or McMahon. Jesus effing whatever. Okay, if you want Robert Thomas, we're now also no longer talking about Ike Howard or just Ike Howard. We're talking about Matt Savoys. We're talking about multiple first-round picks. Like, and you do a lot more of this work than I do, looking back into like past deals and things of that nature. But like, let's go back to the Brock Nelson trade, everybody. That was a rental. And it cost them Cal Ritchie, who was considered one of the better prospects in the hockey world. And it didn't just cost Cal Ritchie. It cost Cal Ritchie in a first-round pick. Again, pure rental. Like, the top-end premium rental names on the market are going to cost you multiple high-end assets. And the other thing I'll add is, as a fan base, you always value your prospects way higher than another team does.
I think if you want to compare it to a trade, which was from the Toronto Maple Leafs, it's the Brandon Carlo deal, which was Fraser Minton, who wasn't their best prospect. Mm-hmm. They obviously had Easton Cowan, second, third, whatever you want to call him. He's obviously now in the NHL full-time. First-round pick, fourth-round pick, and 15% retained on Carlo.
Yeah.
I don't think it will end up being Ike Howard. I think we always kind of hear this in the sense of like, this is what the team wants, and then they kind of come down, they balance it out
but
a little bit.
Minton was a better prospect than Howard. A little bit more green because he hadn't played in the NHL yet, but I don't think Ike Howard's 20 games in the NHL would have a team clamoring for him or anything like that. Like, Fraser Minton's was a very, very legit prospect.
Well, I think they were both legit.
Both legit.
They're the same age, same draft.
Yeah.
Howard went higher than Minton in the draft.
Yeah, sure. We'll call them similar then, or the same.
They're similar prospects. Yep. I think in the sense of is Ike Howard the Oilers' best current prospect? Depends how you value Savoy.
Yeah.
Maybe in the same realm. I think Andrew's got a point. Is like that trade was awful for the Leafs, which could help the Oilers in the sense of like, we're not doing this. Like how poorly it went for you.
Yeah.
Obviously, Ekman Larsson's a bit older as well, 34 years old. I personally wouldn't be willing to give up Howard in that deal because I don't know what 35-year-old Ekman Larsson looks like. And that would be my worry. Strictly on age of Larson, I think he's a very good player, and I think he could help the others, but I'd be looking to bring that price down quite a bit.
I would not be calling Toronto to offer Ike Howard. I would be calling Toronto and saying, here's a first, here is insert someone else from our system, anyone but Howard and Savoy. And if Toronto came and said, no, we really want, like if Toronto called me and said, we want to try to get Ike Howard from you, what's it going to take? The way I would try to go back to Toronto and say, okay, you want Ike Howard? Well, like he's not untouchable. I'm not sitting here saying I'm never trading. I would be going to Toronto and saying, okay, then Bobby McMahon is coming to Edmonton.
Yeah, that's how I would look at it too, because then Bobby McMahon just takes like how it's spot in the roster next
And he's
season.
29, so you'll get him for a few years. Hopefully you sign him to a decent deal, because I know that, again, would be a plus of Ike Howard panning out in your top 6 is that he's cheap for a few seasons. But if Toronto said, like, we want Ike Howard, what can we do? I would say, okay, first up, it's Bobby McMahon. Okay, good. And then I'd say, and then we're having a conversation about OEL, and you're keeping money.
Yeah. Someone puts in Kevy said 2 years ago he was a buyout player. Tread carefully. He may not be a good fit. I mean, Gustav Forsling was a waiver pickup.
Yeah.
Kapanen, we spoke about it yesterday, and everyone wanted him re-signed. He's a
Waiver pickup.
He's a waiver pickup. Like, these things happen. Like, Philip Gustafsson, he was looking to be bought out.
Yeah.
Tristan Jarry.
Philip Gustafsson, they offered him to the whole league, and the whole league said no, and now he's going to be starting for Sweden at the Olympics.
I think
things change.
OEL also had Canucks disease.
Yeah.
The moment he left, he became a stud.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't playing top pairing minutes.
Well, Vancouver's just the place players go to die.
Yeah.
Usually. So, yeah, I see what you're saying, Kevin. I think that's a very valid point, to be fair. But I think he's had 3 years now of being like, this guy's back. Actually, I shouldn't say back. I think he's rounded out his game a lot more and become more of a complete defenseman. I like him. I'd be more than willing to like figure out something. But yeah, if I was putting Howard in the deal, I'd be figuring out a way to get McMahon back to fill the spot for next season.
Yeah. Someone said, I think the Leafs would really Cole said, Leafs would really value a regular and Emberson. Yeah, I'd trade him Alec Regular in the deal if they want him.
Maybe Josh Brown.
Yeah, like, I mean, again, we're not, I don't care that he was bought out from McDoust. I worry about his age. That's fair too.
I do too.
I mean, do you want to roll into next year with Ekholm and OEL on your blue line, both older than 35? Like, probably not, but
I don't know. I wouldn't be that up. I mean, that could be your second pair combined for $7 million in today's NHL. It's pretty solid.
Bush, Ekholm, Wallman, OEL, and then your third pairing is Nurse and Emberson. Like,
Yeah,
I can see that. I can see why.
Yeah, the Nurse money's obviously holding them back big time.
Yeah.
He has been an anchor stuck at the bottom of the Marianas Trench.
Mulick said, so to that point, why pay big money for that type of player? Just make those smart pickups that other teams have. Easier said than done.
Yeah,
I mean, Edmonton's tried. Mangiapane, right? Like, Edmonton takes these kinds of shots. They just haven't worked out.
Well, I would say Wallman.
Great, yeah. Wallman was a smart. I mean, you paid a first for him, but, like, good pickup.
They got the deal done, and they got the player. Super Wing said Mario Ferraro. I don't know. After watching him play when the others played him the other day, I fell out of love with him a little bit. I think his foot speed is struggling here, and the others need to play faster. So I think it'd be out Mario Ferraro. I like the grittiness, I guess we'll call it, that Ekman Lawson brings. Like, he was not afraid the other day when the others played him. Like, he was going after guys and jabs in the face. And like, we talk about, we want players that drag other players into the battle. And I think Ekman Lawson's that kind of guy. That's why and like, it's not the same, but like, that's why I like a Curtis Lazar. Like, a guy who's like not afraid. Like, he plays as somewhat of a fearless brand. He's not gonna fight you by any means, but like, he'll give you a whack, and he's not afraid to take it back himself. I like those kind of players.
McMahon, OEL, and Waugh for Wallman, Seconds, Hudson, and Mangiapane. No. Like, why would Toronto do that? I would just keep trying to find buy low candidates from Mulick. I think that's something an organization can do, and I mean, like, multiple buy low candidates. You can do that when you don't have the pressure and expectations of the Edmonton Oilers right now.
I don't
like the risk that comes with buy low candidates is that your batting average is not going to be as high as when you go make trades like first for Wallman.
Like, it's a bad example, but when the Oilers got David Desharnais, what was it, 2017? When they made that trade, it was like, all right, good. That's a good player to pick up.
Yeah.
But then it just wasn't enough on top of that. And I just feel like the Oilers need to make a big move and then find your Troy Stetcher, for example, too.
Yeah.
Or your penalty killing Derek Brassard.
Okay. We can find those players without paying a premium. But everybody, so like if you're sitting there and saying, I want the Oilers to find these players without paying a premium, you need to be okay with potentially getting nothing done at the deadline. If you're going to sit there and hold firm on prices as a buyer and say, I'm only acquiring a top 4 D-man if one falls into my lap for a 3rd round pick. Okay, then you probably aren't doing anything at the deadline. Maybe you strike gold. but you probably aren't doing anything. And the other thing too is same thing with the summer. If you sit here and say, no, I want them to do buy lows and all this, and I get Florida did it. We're not calling Seth Jones a buy low candidate. They traded
first round pick and
Spencer Knight. And they took on an albatross, what was viewed as an albatross contract. I get that, but they paid a lot for him. OEL, sure. Dmitry Kulikov, he's fine. I don't think Dmitry Kulikov was a world beater though. That's not, and we can talk. Edmonton's done their buy low stuff too.
Connor Brown was
Ty Emberson.
Connor Brown was $1 million last year.
Yeah.
Ty Emberson, that's a good one. Pod calls him. Roslovic. They have them too. Those teams just won. That's really it. Like, and also too, like,
see, and then Mielik says pay big for the superstars. Okay. That's kind of like, again, pay big for really, really good players.
I think we're missing the point in all of this that the Oilers don't have cap space.
Well, that too.
And that OEL and Bobby McMahon could be combined around $5 million if there was no retention. Mm-hmm. The Oilers can kind of make that work. They can't make anything too significant work. Like Panarin, if Panarin was legit available for them and they were like, he will only come to Edmonton, they would have figured that out.
Yeah.
But now you've got two guys who are affordable, and I think that's where the Oilers are just looking right now. I think they're looking into the future a little bit too, because I think they're leaning more towards the side of like what you've kind of been on the train of this season. It's like, this isn't not the year. Or like next year might be a better year, but you still have to try and get it this year too. So like guys like McMahon, who could resign, obviously he's a UFA. Beckman Larson here for a couple of years after that. There's options.
Yeah. And Cole makes a great point. The buy low players are hard to come by with so many teams near playoff spots. Absolutely.
I'm trying to even find some buy low guys from last year. Like, it's really difficult. Like, for players, I would say that were playoff teams, like, there's not too many. Like, Carolina went and got Mark Jankowski. Sure, 5th round pick. Cody Glass went to the Devils for Chase Stillman, 3rd round pick. Like, sure, like, those guys are effective. I still think yours would need a bit more.
Oh, my God. I disagree that you can't find good buy low players. Look at Lehkonen in Colorado.
He's a 2nd round pick.
Terry Lehkonen, they paid, what was it, a 1st round pick, and
it might have been a conditional. It was a 2nd round pick at the very least. Maybe it was a condition on it, but that was it. And Justin Barron, who was a 1st round pick for them.
Yeah, Justin Barron was at the time a 1st round pick. So, like, if you want to call Lehkonen a buy low candidate, the equivalent of the Oilers doing that deal would be them trading a conditional 1st round pick. I know it became a 2nd.
Yeah, that's fine.
And Ike Howard. That is your idea of buy low if Arturi Lehkonen is buy low to you. You can't do revisionist history and say, well, Justin Barron never worked out, so, like, they didn't give up a lot. No. At the time, Justin Barron he would have been 2 years removed from being a late 1st round pick. That is a guy who is the exact same as Ike Howard right now. How mad are we if Bowman does nothing? Really mad. That's why I'm saying you might just... And if they didn't do the Jari thing, and if the goalie duo right now was Skinner and Ingram, and, you know, you still have Kulak, like all these other pieces, I'd be sitting here saying, okay, maybe I'm okay if they don't do a lot. They're clearly valuing this year as a bit of a retool year, a refresh year. Mm-hmm. Barron is not Howard. That's a stretch. No, they're the exact same shit, man. Like, it's a former 1st round pick who's 2 years removed.
I actually think they might have both been 31st overall picks.
No, Barron was 25.
So he was higher than that.
Higher pick. Like, again, you're just doing revisionist history shit. Like, come on.
And they traded him in literally a year after they drafted him.
Yeah.
He was their current 1st round pick. That 2nd round pick ended up being Carter George, by the way.
Yeah. And someone said, Howard is a point per game player coming off a Hobie Baker. A Hobie Baker that he won as one of the oldest players in NCAA to win it. And you can look back through the history of the award. Winning that is not a sophomore.
He was a junior.
Winning that as a junior, that's not exactly a thing that a lot of superstar level players do because they're all out of college by that point.
Justin Barron as well was a current point per game defenseman in the QMJHL the year he was traded.
Yeah. 6'2", big, World Juniors, all that stuff. So come on.
He's in the NHL right now.
Yep. If they didn't make the Jari deal, I'd sit here and say, yeah, you can be a little bit picky maybe, accept it as a refresh year, all of that stuff. The fact you made that Jari deal to me is you got to bite the bullet and pay prices. Like, you got to keep pushing. You need to make a big ad at some point here. And I'm not saying big ad and, Philip Forsberg, Steven Stamkos, whatever. Like, I'm just saying you need to do something of note to this lineup to fix problems. Otherwise, why did you go do what you did for Tristan Jarry? To me, that Jarry trade was an indication of like, we want to win this year, so we're not going to sit idly by and let the same goalies do what they've done the last 2 playoffs, or Stuart Skinner in this case. We're not going to let Stuart Skinner do what he's done in the last 2 playoffs. We are upgrading now. Okay, well, if you're doing that, you're trying to win this year. And if you're trying to win this year and someone says, hey, we can get you a player or maybe 2 that really help your lineup, but the cost is Ike Howard, you shrug and say, okay, see ya. Nice knowing you, Ike. We had a fun 20 games together. I just think that's the mindset they have to be in. Quickly, a word for our friends at Derek Dodge. It's the beginning of a new chapter for Derek Dodge. They are under new ownership, bringing a fresh approach, new energy, and a renewed focus on customer experience. And right now, they have an unbeatable deal. You leave the lot with your new vehicle, and flights and accommodations for a trip for 2 to Las Vegas is on them. That is tough to beat. Visit them 6211 104th Street Northwest or online at derekdodge.com. Let's do our little Meet the Seller segment for today. Keep the trade talk going. Full article up at Oilersnation.com. Today's team was the New York Rangers, who traded away Artemi Panarin and will continue to move other pieces out of this lineup. The likely trade candidates on the New York Rangers are Vincent Trocheck, 3 more years, $5.625 million. He made a joke at the Olympics when a bunch of the Minnesota Wild guys were standing together taking a photo. I guess he made a joke being like, do you guys want me in the picture too? I think Bill Guerin's going to acquire Vincent Trocheck at the end of the Olympics.
It's a good joke, though.
Great joke.
Good to have a bit of personality about it. Clearly reading the headlines.
I'll read you all of the forwards on the New York Rangers roster, and you tell me, you just say stop when I get to one that you think would help the Oilers and is actually attainable, okay?
Okay.
Zibanejad, Miller, Lafreniere. Who do you want me to stop on?
When you said actually attainable is when it threw a wrench.
Actually attainable.
Because there's a guy coming out right away that I would be like, yes.
Zibanejad, Miller, Lafreniere, Trocheck, Will Cully, Taylor Radish, Sam Carrick, Matt Rempe, Gabe Perreault, Noah Laba, Brendan Ottman, Johnny Brodzinski. There is legitimately no one there that would help the Edmonton Oilers.
They're like, Will Cooley would be awesome, but they're not trading Will Cooley. If somehow they were, I'd be all over that guy.
I don't think they're going to be...
We're
not doing Matt Rempe. Jesus Christ, he stinks.
No, they don't. They're not going after Matt Rempe.
Yeah.
You think they don't play that full fine enough now?
You want Matt Rempe to go like take a shitty penalty and then play 7 minutes a night? Like,
Matt Rempe's got a lot better over his career and he's figured it out. And credit to it, but not for the Oilers right now. No, like they want a bit of extra scoring, I guess. Like as Mulek's kind of talking about here, like Taylor Radish would probably be a buy low guy, but like. The Oilers need defensive players, and I just don't think those guys are really any of those guys would help them in this moment.
Gavrikov.
Although if you can get the Sam Carrick from earlier in the season in that one game the Oilers played, I would take him back.
Gavrikov, Borgen, Braden Schneider, Urho Vakanainen, Scott Morrow, Vincent Ioro, Matt Robertson.
I'd take Braden Schneider. I'd take a shot on that guy.
Probably costing you a pretty good pick, though, and I think the Oilers are better off going for someone who is a bit more established.
I'd be very curious to see what his deal would be in the sense of like, what are you trading him for? $2.2 million, 24 years old, Western Canadian guy. I don't know whereabouts he's from, but I mean, 24 years old. It's a good player to go after. He has a fair amount of games played. Let's check here quickly.
Someone said Rempe, Clattenburg, Frederick line. You want to just fill your bottom 6 with guys who can't penalty kill? Like
343 games for Schneider.
Yeah, he's played a lot for how young he is.
43 playoff games.
Yeah,
I'd like him. I would take him. Right shot. I think it can balance things out a little bit on your blue line too. I mean, why not?
Would you give up a first for him?
Yep.
Yeah. 24
RFA rates. Like you got some time with him. I think
I'd want to talk to him about his contract. I'd want to know what a 2-year extension looks like before I do the deal.
So his career high is 21 points. From last season, he currently has 11 and 52.
PK?
Let me check quickly. What do you think that guy would be worth? $3 million?
Yeah.
You could probably get a
change.
Yeah, I would suspect.
2-year, $3.5 million deal. Walk him right to UFA. If you're the Oilers, you get him for a number of runs.
Aaron, can you look up and see where he's from as I'm looking up the penalty killing stats?
I can grab that. He is from Prince Albert, Saskatchewan.
Damn.
Prairie boy.
Well, if there's some way you want, he's not afraid of the snow. Mm-hmm. It's not like, that's the one thing I don't understand about all these Russian players. It's as if they're coming from Trinidad and Tobago. They're like, I'm only playing in Florida or LA. It's like, why?
Panarin,
Came from Russia.
Yeah, like it's cold there too.
And they want to go back too? Yeah.
119 penalty minutes this season for Braden Schneider.
Penalty kill minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you've talked me into him. Okay. I'm in.
They're currently reviewing something in the Canada game.
Exciting.
No, not a good review.
They're
reviewing a goal against. Damn it.
Not ideal. All right, let's wrap up by getting to our Spotify questions from yesterday, gentlemen. Our Spotify questions are brought to you by the all-new Hurley and Levelwear collaboration. Golf is having a moment right now, and not just in the traditional sense. You're seeing athletes from all kinds of pro sports getting into golf, basketball, hockey, football, even surfers using it as a new competitive outlet, a way to hang out and just enjoy the game differently. That is where the Hurley with Levelwear collaboration comes in. Hurley brings a laid-back board sports energy, and the collection pulls inspiration from Hawaiian roots and coastal prints. Relaxed, expressive, rooted in lifestyle, Levelwear takes that inspiration and brings it to life through performance-driven, sustainably made apparel that's built to actually play. The result is the Fairwaves collection, modern golf silhouettes that feel lighter, more wearable, and less rigid. It's respectful to the game's roots, but definitely not stuck in tradition. The collection is live and available on Levelwear's website. Go to levelwear.com to check out the polos, hoodies, hats, and casuals. Spotify comments from yesterday? All right. Our question, by the way, was what was our question yesterday?
Give me the 1, 2, 3.
Give us your medal predictions, and then there was a bonus game prediction as well. So let's get to them here. Trimstat: USA wins gold, Canada gets silver, Finland gets bronze.
Pull that back for
I can't
There you go.
believe
I think Canada's forward group is the best in the tournament, but the U.S. D-Corps finds a way to shut them down on a smaller and possibly substandard ice service. Bold prediction for Canada is that their defense gets caved 5-on-5 by some of the better teams. Doughty is borderline unplayable on most nights. I'm Canadian, want nothing more than to be wrong. I think it is very hard to look at that USA team and find flaws. And Uncle Jim commented on this. He said, we've got 5 generational or borderline generational talents on our roster. Sid, McDavid, McKinnon, Celebrini, and McCarr. Don't sweat it. It won't be easy, but gold will be ours in the end. That is the one difference, is that Canada has this tight group of truly transcendent, game-changing superstars, and the U.S. doesn't really have them. But if you look at this team on paper and just go position by position, the USA is better on paper, and they're better where it counts most between the pipes. I agree with everyone's kind of points here.
Yeah, I agree.
Jesse is in. I want Canada to prove me wrong, but I can't help but feel like they made multiple errors with the defense score. If they didn't win 4 Nations, the D would be very different. I just disagree with the process of taking up Parayko and Sanheim over Bouchard and Chychrun just because Binnington saved them last year in OT. Again, I think there's a little bit of they like keeping Jordan Binnington comfortable, and he's going to be their guy, so they brought back the same D-Corps. At the end of the day, I do think there is a bit of an argument in Canada's favor of the margins are so close. Like, what is the difference between a Chychrun and a Parayko to some extent, right? Or Harley to a Parayko or to a Chychrun. Like, it is really, really close. So what do you value? That extra 2-3% a player might give you, or do you value how much you can get out of other players if everyone's comfortable with each other? Like, there's a human element to picking this team that I think sometimes we gloss over a bit.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't agree with some of the decisions, but when you kind of walk through it, it does make some sense. They'll ultimately probably be fine. And like I said it yesterday when Matt Larkin was on the show, you talk about like players stepping up a bit more for their countries. Maybe that's just what happens here.
Chandler says, gold for Canada, silver for U.S., bronze for Sweden. Bold prediction is that Tom Wilson not only sticks on Connor's wing for the tournament, but will finish top 5 in goals for the tournament. That might be a bet.
I like that.
Might be something we look at tomorrow when we do our Olympic prop bet draft.
There's a lot on Bet365.
Yeah. Noah, bold take. Brady learns his ABCs in the Olympic Village.
There was. Brady has been... There's been a lot of stuff going on with him. Did you see the... I'll tell you after.
Is Wingmen going live from the Winter Games?
Let's hope not.
Let's hope they are. I'm down with them doing any sort of distractions that they want to. I do think a big part of it too is the Olympic or the experience of these groups. Like Canada has really, really good veteran leaders who've won Stanley Cups before, who've been on runs, who've been on Olympic teams before. The U.S. doesn't have any of that.
No, No, there's a bit more experience. What do you think the Austin Matthews conversation about being the captain is a bit overblown?
Yes, I think especially in an event like this.
He just was the captain. I
Yeah.
think at the end of the day, he's the captain of the team with the most pressure in the NHL.
Mm-hmm.
And you can talk about his performance or whatever, but I do think he's probably a fine candidate. And at the end of the day, what's the difference between him wearing an A and a C?
Also, if it was a big problem and the room didn't like him or he didn't do a good job, they would have just not given him the C.
Yeah, because the other ones, also, did you see what the Devils did yesterday?
Yeah, they cropped out Quinn Hughes from a post. They're so stupid.
That's so dumb. So that was the captains, right? It was Matthews, both Hughes brothers, and who was the other one?
Yeah, McAvoy, I think was a letter.
Do the U.S. have another captain currently on their team besides JT Miller, who it is funny he is not a captain on this team? My God, what a waste of a C that guy is.
Werenski doesn't wear his. Slavin doesn't wear one.
Slavin would have been. I think Slavin's probably quite a leader, I would assume.
He was there. Brady is captain.
Brady, of course.
But
I don't know.
Larkin.
In these events, your leader's just going to step up if they're wearing A's or C's or whatever anyway. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think it's fine.
All right. Let's wrap up this show, boys. New episode of Oilers Nation Radio dropping in a little bit.
Did we do another stamp?
We didn't do our Spotify.
Yeah.
Spotify listeners. All right. Couple of things here. Your question for tomorrow that we'll read, because we're doing our Meet the Sellers segment. Who is one team that you want Stan Bowman to call? If you could go pick up Stan Bowman's phone right now and call another team,
ring, ring,
and get to know the price on a player, who is a team that you would want to make that call on? Number one team Stan Bowman should be calling right now. Let us know in the Spotify comments and we'll read your answers tomorrow. Also, wanted to plug a couple of things here before we wrap up the show. First off, letters to the editor.
Okay.
You can email Zach. Of course, that is Zach Lang.
Zach Lang.
ZACH at Oilersnation.com. I saw someone yesterday, I think it was Jaron, who dropped in a super chat and said, how can I give you guys a long form take? I also sometimes you guys will email me really long form takes. Email Zach Lang with the title Letters to the Editor, and he will put your email up on Oilersnation.com. Is this what the link is?
That is the link.
Okay, that is the link. If you have a long form opinion on the Oilers that you really want to get off your chest and think people want to read, email Zach, ZACH at Oilersnation.com and title it Letters to the Editor, and you could have your work published on Oilersnation.com. Good?
Good.
Good.
The other one
is our survey.
Yes. Do you want me to read out the questions and you answer them?
So you can go, it's State of the Nation. It's up on Oilersnation.com right now. You can click on the Google form and then go through, answer your questions, and we're going to be talking about the results. So, Liam, let's do them.
Sorry, I'm just posting the link. State of the Nation.
There you go.
Where'd it go here?
Over 700 people have already had their say.
Oh, okay, sorry. I got it right here now.
Okay.
Okay. Question 1. Are you satisfied with the Oilers coaching staff, yes or no?
No.
Okay, we'll do this together. I can't.
Do you want me to show the answers? Because I also have the survey.
Sure, pull it up. I got it here. I was going to answer it, but I can't, I guess. Wow, already 894 responses.
Ooh, let's save the results for tomorrow. Let's save the results for tomorrow.
Okay, so next question. Are you confident Stan Bowman has the ability to improve this team?
Yes.
Okay, I agree. What should the Oilers' top trade priority be? Top 6 winger, third line center, defenseman.
Third line center.
Which soon-to-be unrestricted free agent will be your highest priority to re-sign? Ingram, Kapanen, Roslovic.
Roslovic.
I think I would agree. If I had to order them, it would be Roslovic, Ingram, Kapanen. Who are you more confident in, Jari or Ingram?
Say it.
Ingram.
Okay, I am too right now. On this, from a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the Oilers season so far? 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest.
4.
Yep.
Below par, but not disastrous.
Yeah. How far do the Oilers go in the Stanley Cup playoffs?
Round 3.
Conference final. Which team do you hate the most?
Canucks.
I agree. those guys suck.
Yeah, their media sucks.
Who was your favorite player outside?
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding about it because I love quads and I love a lot of people in Vancouver. I'm just still mad at that one guy who was pissed about the McDavid Players Tribune article, so I'm pissed off at him.
That was weird. Who's your favorite player outside of Edmonton? Is it still Rick Nash?
I do love Rick Nash. I will say on that Columbus note, I love Zach Werenski. Watching him play hockey, it's like, man, if this guy was in a big market, oh my God, we'd be talking about him way more. William Nylander's high on my list, actually. I love watching William Nylander play.
I like Charlie McAvoy.
I like Charlie McAvoy.
I like his personality. Seems like a good dude.
Yeah.
I'm a Sid guy through and through.
Yeah, Sid's hard not to be a fan of. Do the Oilers win the Stanley Cup by the end of McDavid's extension?
Yes.
Does Connor McDavid retire as an Oiler?
Yes.
Okay, that's it.
All right. Have your say on those questions by going to our poll. Don't put them in this chat. Go answer the thing, the Google Doc.
I'll put it in again. And get your letters to the editor in.
Yep. All right. That is a wrap on today's edition of the show, everybody. Thank you to Dave Pagnotta for swinging by. Tomorrow, Bet365 Olympic Tournament Prop Bet Draft. Excited to do that.
Wait.
Don't know what else we have. Jeff Merrick will be by. So giddy up on that front. More Olympic talk with Jeff. But look forward to that. Another Meet the Sellers as well. Lots going on. New episode of Oilers Nation Radio, wherever you find your podcasts on. Get your podcast from later on today. But thank you, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Oil up. What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation Everyday, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video.